She was beautiful, she was rising, and she was brutally murdered by the man she trusted the most. Her name was Augusta Osedion, a 21-year-old Nigerian student and social media influencer with a growing following and a promising future. His name was Benjamin Best Nnanyereugo, better known by the internet alias Killaboi, a man who claimed to be a self-made millionaire and who turned out to be something far darker. Their relationship spanned years, but it ended in blood. This is the haunting story of how a young woman's dreams were shattered in one brutal night and how her killer disappeared into thin air. This is the true story of the influencer, and on Instagram, she looked like someone who had it all. Flawless skin, trendy outfits, and a soft, confident smile that made you stop scrolling. But behind those filters was someone working twice as hard as everyone else to make it out of life's chaos. Augusta Osedion was more than an influencer. She was a student, a daughter, a fighter. At just 21, she was attending Lead City University in Ibadan, Nigeria, while simultaneously growing her online brand. Her page had over 100,000 followers, and she had started securing real deals, beauty products, fashion collabs, and lifestyle partnerships. It wasn't easy. She didn't come from wealth. She didn't have connections. What she had was grit. Raised by her mother, Cordelia Okoni, Augusta grew up without a father. He had walked out on them years ago, left them with nothing. But Cordelia was a pillar, a single mom who worked hard, sacrificed endlessly, and poured everything into her daughter. And Augusta? She made sure every success, every milestone, every step forward made her mother proud. His name was Benjamin Best Nnanyereugo, but online, he called himself Killaboi. He wasn't famous in the traditional sense, but on the Nigerian internet scene, he was known, especially among the younger, flashier crowd who lived on Instagram and Twitter. He posted images of private jets, luxury apartments, designer shoes, foreign currency, and claimed to have found the cheat code to life. I made over 300 million Nigerian nairas from crypto and sports betting, he once tweeted. But the truth? Most of it was smoke and mirrors. Killaboi's entire persona was built on illusion. Behind the scenes, Benjamin had a troubled and dangerous past. In 2021, he was arrested for fraud, reportedly involved in POS scam operations that stole over Nigerian naira 150 million. The case made some noise online but quickly disappeared, buried under the chaos of Nigeria's overwhelmed legal system. And just like that, he walked free. No jail time, no consequences, just a few deleted posts and a return to flexing online. That brush with the law should have been a red flag. But there were no formal convictions, no watchdogs, no accountability. He simply rebranded himself as a crypto mogul and moved on. To many, he was charming, always smiling, always spending, always showing off. To others, he was arrogant, careless, even dangerous. But one thing was certain, he knew how to manipulate image. And in a world where perception is power, Killaboi had mastered his role. When Augusta met him, he wasn't just older, he was louder, richer, and more aggressive in his pursuit. He knew how to present himself as a provider, a protector, even a soulmate. But what Augusta didn't know, what most didn't know, was that beneath the Rolex and rented lifestyle was a man with a temper, a criminal past, and a dark obsession with control. Their relationship lasted 3 years. 3 long, chaotic years filled with whispers, arguments, and red flags. To outsiders, they were just another Instagram couple, beautiful, ambitious, in love. But behind closed doors, the cracks were showing. Jealousy, possessiveness, control. Benjamin was said to be extremely insecure, especially about Augusta's growing popularity. As her online following grew, so did his paranoia. He would accuse her of flirting, of cheating, of being too available to the world. Friends noticed the shift. Augusta started pulling back. She posted less. She smiled less. And her world, once full of light, began to dim. But like many victims of toxic love, she stayed. Maybe she believed he would change. Maybe she believed the love was real. Or maybe, like so many young women, she was simply afraid of what would happen if she left. By mid-2023, things had escalated. Fights turned physical. Accusations turned cruel. And still, she didn't walk away. On July 11th, 2023, Augusta made a final call to her mother, Cordelia. She sounded shaken, tired, She told her mom she and Killaboi had been arguing. Again, Cordelia tried to calm her down, pleaded with her to leave the apartment. But Augusta reassured her, like always, that everything would be fine. That was the last time they spoke. Hours turned into days. Cordelia called. No answer. She texted. Nothing. Panic began to rise. For days passed. For long, silent days. And deep in her gut, Augusta's mother knew. Something was wrong. Tragically, she was right. It was July 15th, 2023. For days after Augusta had gone silent, her mother, Cordelia, could wait no longer. She contacted the police. She begged them to help. And together, they went to the place Augusta was last seen. Killaboi's apartment in Oral Estate, Aja, Lagos. Musical note. Music slows, becomes hollow and eerie. The door was locked. No sound inside. But the air? It was heavy. Something wasn't right. When they finally broke in, what they found would scar Cordelia for the rest of her life. Augusta's body was there, lying on the floor, already decomposing. The stench of death filled the apartment. Her body showed multiple stab wounds, the brutality impossible to ignore. But what horrified investigators most was that her genitals had been mutilated. This wasn't just a killing. It was rage. It was personal. It was an act of pure violence. It was July 15th, and where was Killaboi? Gone. He had vanished. No note, no message, no sign of remorse. But then, something even more disturbing happened. Just hours later, Killaboi posted to Instagram. I mistakenly stabbed her in the heat of an argument. I'm not in my right mind. I let my emotions get the best of me. I feel like ending it all. A public confession. And then silence. The post was quickly deleted. His page wiped. His account dark. And once again, Benjamin Best Nnanyereugo had disappeared.
Good morning, everybody. When my daughter was murdered, it was very, very difficult for me to come online. I couldn't hold it. That girl is that husband, his partner, my everything you can think of. So I was really short of words. And when they started chatting me up, Mommy, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. The way he wrote it, I thought maybe it was me. Oh yeah, come out, let's go to the police. He refused coming out. Then along the line, he started when he saw the poster that he wants to send money to me for burial. He said, I don't need money for burial, just come out. After some time, he changed the narrative again, that it was self-defense. I said, just come out. When you come out to the police, you will judge. You judge my mouth, you judge my daughter's mouth, you judge your mouth. I took you as his son. Then after a while, after he posted the last one he posted, I'm the one peeping my daughter off from men, which I never did. He now blocked me off. He wasn't chatting me again since then. So at that point, I know that, okay, there's no way to reach him again. So what I did, I sent his passport photographs to all my relatives, all my friends, all my families all over the world. And I told them he has tattoo on his body. That is the way to identify him. So along the line, my cousin in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, my cousin in Sierra Leone on the first hinted me, Auntie, I saw somebody exactly like this. So immediately, my son and another of my cousin, they went to Sierra Leone. But when they were in Sierra Leone, a day before they got there, they now declared him wanted. So because they declared him wanted, they started hiding. But then my cousin went there, met with the commissioner of police there, met with everybody and talked, showed the picture of the corpse of my daughter because he actually killed her and left her to rotting, actually killed her and collected her phone with her. So the police there has been working. So yesterday night they kept chatting us. It was around 2 a.m. when my cousins were there. Then I went to the hotel he used to lodge. On getting to the hotel, it was a white man. The white man said, no, they can't accommodate a murderer, but he has left their place. That okay, let him print out his passport. You can't believe it. Nigerians all over the world. That he killed my daughter on the 13th of July. Best Nnanyereugo Benjamin got Sierra Leone passports on the 28th of July. He changed his name. His son name that is Benjamin, he changed it to Kanu. His first name that is Best, he changed it to Christone. His middle name that is Nnanyereugo, he changed it to Samuel. So with that passport and the local numbers, the police there began to work for us for the past over 2 weeks now. To the glory of God, yesterday 2 a.m. in the night, Benjamin was caught. He has ever bragged I can never enter alcohol. He's on alcohol. Nigerians, do you want? 1% of the pain is gone this morning that Benjamin is caught.
Almost none. Why wasn't Killaboi arrested immediately after his confession? Why was he able to flee the country so easily? Why wasn't there a red notice issued through Interpol until it was too late? And why, even after he was caught, was he allowed to escape again? Her death wasn't a mystery. It wasn't a cold case. It wasn't unsolved. It was known, confessed, traced, proven, and yet, no justice. No official autopsy report has ever been released. The condition of Augusta's body, the mutilation, the suffering, has been confirmed by police sources. To the family and loved ones of Augusta Osedion, especially her devoted mother Cordelia Oconee, we extend our deepest condolences. Augusta was more than a name in the headlines. She was a daughter, a friend, a student, and a shining light in a world that didn't always protect her. She deserved joy, safety, and a long life. Instead, her voice was stolen far too soon. To Cordelia, your strength in the face of unimaginable loss inspires us. Your fight for justice is not in vain. At True Crime Simplified, we share these stories not just to inform, but to remember, to honor, and to demand better. If this story moved you, if you believe Augusta deserves justice, if you want more voices like hers to be heard, backhand index pointing right, please subscribe. Help us keep these stories alive, because silence helps killers, but truth helps change everything. May Augusta's soul rest in peace, and may justice, one day, speak loud enough for the world to hear. From all of us at Crime and Details, we remember her.